Hello, my name is Melissa Thill. Thank you for watching our video series regarding the fight for a Texas historical marker for the lynching of George Hughes in the Sherman Riot of 1930. On May 9, 1930, George Hughes was accused of sexually assaulting a white woman. He was brought here to the Grayson County Courthouse, but he would never have his day in court. A mob of about 5,000 people gathered at the courthouse. They broke in, they burned the courthouse to the ground with George Hughes locked in a vault. After the courthouse burned, they retrieved Hughes's body, they tied him to the back of a car, and they drug him to Mulberry Street, where the Black Business District was located. George Hughes was hung from a tree, he was mutilated and burned, and then the Black Business District was destroyed. In Sherman, Texas, there was martial law declared for 2 weeks. This was one of the largest race riots of the 1930s, and yet there is no mention or recognition of this historical but tragic event at the courthouse. Right now we have 8 Texas historical markers located at this very courthouse, but nothing to commemorate or recognize what happened to George Hughes and the destruction of the Black Business District. We hope you enjoy this video series. Stay tuned at the end for how you can help and for more information.
I'm Yolanda Boyd, and now part of history, so to speak. My great-grandmother and great-grandfather lived in Sherman during the riot, and in the middle of the night, they came together and said, "We've got to leave." They took my grandmother, who was 6 at the time, and fled, unbeknown to them what they would encounter, but ended up in McKinney, Texas. Being that my great-grandfather, possibly scared, Papa York decided to keep moving and go to Dallas. So we were not privileged to know our great-grandfather, but our great-grandmother did enlighten us and tell us the story from which we came, where we came from, and why she ended up coming to McKinney. Throughout the years, me being 53, I always knew something was gravitating me towards Grayson. Didn't really know if I could inhabit Sherman, but I went on to Denison and stayed for a while. And as I stayed in Denison and all of the places that I had to go in Sherman, I just felt so a part of Sherman. And it wasn't until I began to hear about the marker being placed and trying to get the marker placed downtown Sherman that I knew then that there was a purpose for me to be back in my hometown. Sherman 2021. I feel good, I've been embraced, and I'm grateful to know that even though history, was a dark time back then, that we are now embracing our future. And I hope that we will acknowledge the past, that we will never forget, but in that, grow and say that it will never happen again, that we will not be pushed away and sent to other places and not know where our homelands are for our children, for those to come in the future. Sherman 2021. I'm excited, I'm happy to be back home, and I look forward to us healing together. You know, it's really sad because I think that because of that night, that we lost a lot of history. Again, my grandfather, scared as he was, didn't even stay with my grandmother, great-grandmother. He moved on because I'm sure that he did not want to be captured in any way and scared for his life. So I do know that they were farmers, and that my great-grandmother was a seamstress. Not sure of the business that she was involved in, but certainly with the history of her ability to plant and garden, and us as being musicians and singers, maybe perhaps she would have been a big-time star, I'm not sure. But my goal is hopefully to continue to get the history of our great-grandmother and great-grandfather in the future.
Sure.
I think that seeing the development that's going on in Sherman today, I'll be honest, years ago, fearful of Sherman and bypassing Sherman, even living in Denison was better, so to speak, to me, than going to Sherman and having that feeling of what if, or am I able to go downtown, or will it embrace me? But as I stayed in Denison and began to learn more about Sherman, there was this yearning to finally say, hey, I belong here too. I'm a part of Sherman, Bearcat, so to speak. I'm a Shermansonian, and I have a right to see if possibly I can house and have some land back once again. I even had the opportunity to even check out the lots. And to my surprise, the lot that I picked out, well, in the community, my great-grandfather actually lived a block away. And so here it is to say that I am now back home, closer than I ever have been before, to start anew and to say, we're still here. We belong, and we will not be forgotten. I think that acknowledgement is a powerful word. I think when you acknowledge the past, you give strength to the future. I think that the marker would not only say that it happened, but that it will ensure that it will never happen again. It is what it is. And we all are accountable. We're accountable. And once you're accountable, then much is given to you to think of your conscience rather than anything else that would govern your decision making. And I've got faith in Sherman, that we're going to do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Think of your children, your grandchildren, and will it be said of you that you did not take the opportunity to make a wrong and make it right? Will it be said of you, do the right thing? And I believe you will. I believe they will.